Thank you for watching Khizr Studio Podcast. I hope to keep bringing on and having conversations with these sort of incredible individuals. And I think the podcast has sort of evolved beyond purely architectural conversation. I've actually been having a lot of fun talking to people outside of the industry and getting their perspectives on the built environment industry. So far, we've had architects, we've had architectural assistants, we've had musicians, we've had entrepreneurs. It's my pleasure to introduce the 10th episode of the Khizr Studio Podcast with Lauren Wood, who is a marketing specialist. At the time we shot this podcast, Lauren was working for UNStudio's new Dubai office. I had the privilege of shooting this at their Dubai office sort of late last year. More recently, Lauren has moved to a new role at Gensler, also in Dubai. But I think this is a really insightful conversation into Lauren's perspective of working in London, working in the UK, and now moving to Dubai, and sort of her opinion on this and her journey on this. I've actually got a little bit of history with UNStudio. A couple years ago, I helped film the Booking.com headquarters in Amsterdam. I was invited by my friend Tom. I'm super grateful for everyone who's been watching and supporting, and there's some really cool conversations coming up. So keep watching and enjoy the conversation. Thanks, Lauren, for joining me. And you're the business development officer at UNStudio in Dubai. Earlier today, we were looking at the Wassel Tower, which is UNStudio's, I think, first completed project in Dubai.
It is.
And so how long has it been under construction for?
It's been over 12 years in the making. So, yeah, it's really great that you got to see it today and start to see it come to life now.
Yes. And so you joined UNStudio six months ago.
I did.
And was this has it been sort of the main project you've been working on daily since you've been here?
No, see, part of my job is winning the new work that comes in. So part of my job is preparing the kind of proposals and the bids that go out. So hopefully I'll be working on the future ones that come in.
Well, what's interesting for me is because I worked on the with UNStudio back in Amsterdam last year, on the Booking.com headquarters.
Great.
Yeah, it's beautiful building, and I actually didn't know that UNStudio had an office here in Dubai or was expanding towards the Middle East. And so I wonder, do you have any idea why that drive to move towards the Middle East has sort of been happening within the studio?
Yeah, I think it's happened really organically for us. I mean, over the years, we've been doing a lot of work in the Middle East already. So we've had a lot of experience. We've got a lot of contacts as well. And we're slowly growing, and then there's a lot of demand in the Middle East, and there's a lot of room for us to grow as well. So I think given our history with the Middle East and kind of the contacts that we've grown and the projects we've been doing, and now we're kind of slowly developing further. And then, yeah, as of our recent opening, we've got 30 of us now in the office, and from last year where it was 3 people. So yeah, it's really exciting. We're growing quickly, but organically at the same time.
What brought you here initially? Because you're from Canterbury in England. What brought you to Dubai? Was it a career decision or was it more of a lifestyle decision?
A mixture, really, if I'm honest. Yeah, I think I was in London for 10 years and I love London as a city. It was beautiful and it was really a great place to be and great for architecture as well. But then I just started thinking about Dubai more. I've been here a lot, so I have my parents who've lived here for 20 years. So I've been going kind of to and from a lot, visiting. And then every time I'd come here, I'd think about it a little bit more. And then slowly I was like, yeah, no, I'm ready for the change. I felt like, and being in the architecture industry, I mean, this is the place to be as well. It's a really exciting place to be. And I think there's a lot of growth, really.
Yeah, and I know you, when we spoke earlier, you said, your experience in architecture, you have more experience in the arts or photography than in architecture. But do you have any kind of idea on the differences between the architectural scene back in the UK versus Dubai? I think you kind of mentioned it just here, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of energy around building projects here and a lot of investment happening. So yeah, how would you compare the two, the scene back in the UK versus here?
I would say scene here, everything's a lot faster, for sure. Everything's a very quick pace, quick turnaround. Working in bids in particular, I mean, the deadlines are very different from London deadlines. When a client expects something, they want it quickly and within the day or two. So it can be quite highly stressful, but also really rewarding at the same time because the type of projects you're getting to work on are completely different to Europe. They're just bigger and bolder and just more exciting for me, I think.
Do you see you staying here sort of more longer term, or do you see it being a permanent move, or do you see yourself going back or something?
No, it's a good question. I feel like everyone who moves to Dubai, they always say, I'm going to be here for 2 years. And then 2 years pass, and then it's another 10 years later, and they're still here. I think it makes it very hard to leave Dubai because the lifestyle is so good and you have everything available to you. So it's quite hard to go back when you live here.
What's the pay difference like for someone moving to Dubai versus someone working in the UK with the same job?
I mean, it's another reason for the move too. I mean, it's tax-free income here. So it makes a huge difference. When you're comparing to living in London and a lot of your salary gets taxed, it can be quite kind of draining as well when you see that coming out, and it's tough. And you've got like the renting crisis going on in London. That was also quite tough for me because I felt like I was working really hard and then all of my outgoings was just going on kind of living. Whereas when I came here, it's a lot more like you get to enjoy your life more. Yeah, obviously you work really hard and long hours and it's tough, but you also get the rewards on the other side too. You can get up in the morning and go on a run along the beach, and it's completely different. You completely change your mindset.
Amazing. I'm really interested to talk a little bit more about the kind of differences in the architecture scene. Whereabouts did you live in London?
It was in East London, yeah, in Whitechapel.
Okay, and so it's quite a big difference, obviously, being in Dubai versus being in East London. And like you said, the scale of the projects is much bigger, much bolder.
It's kind of the difference for me, I mean, because everything, like I was saying earlier, is very fast paced. Whereas comparing the architecture, you have to go through so many more like rules and regulations and like planning with like London, because naturally it's an old city and there's a lot more kind of history to it. Whereas Dubai, it's kind of a lot, if you go through the right people, then you can get answers quickly as well. So it's a big difference, I'd say.
Yeah. And so you finished at Ravensbourne in 2016 with photography. And what did you do between then and moving to Dubai? What was the kind of progression?
Yeah, it was quite a natural progression for me. I originally went into admin side. I mean, I wanted to do freelance photography, and then it was getting tough, and and you got to pay the bills and pay the rent. So I decided to kind of like knuckle down and I went into advertising at first, and that's where I began in more of an admin side. And then I was always interested in architecture and interior design because my photography was always directed towards that. The course itself was quite kind of fashion based, but then I always try to like move it across and do more architecture and interior. So I was just kind of following, a bit more of my passion that side. So when I decided to go change, I wanted to then direct going into an architecture firm. And that's where I wanted to I knew that at least if I didn't know what I wanted to do, I knew the industry that I kind of wanted to go into. So I kind of went into an admin role initially. That's a PLP architecture in London. And then as kind of the bids, there was a lot of them needed to go out. So I started to jump on board a little bit there. And naturally, I kind of grew into the bid side of things and then ended up in, marketing communications. And then from there, and then I headed over to Gensler. And then from Gensler, here I am.
Amazing.
It's an exciting day for you to be here as well. I think for you to experience just going up one of our buildings and showcasing what we can do and what is achievable. And it's such a beautiful building, and it just shows kind of the UNStudio style in it. It has like a really innovative and it's highly sustainable building, and I think that really shows our style that we're projecting forward. So I think moving forward, I mean, hopefully we'll continue to do this kind of work. And we'll continue to grow as well. Like, it's great that you're now going to see the office and we're kind of welcoming people in. And then we're up to 30 people now. So who knows where it's going to go. And maybe next year there might be 40 people, 50 people. And maybe we'll come for the next one. We'll do another video and we'll keep it growing.
Amazing. And are you enjoying the role as business development officer? Do you still get to do some of the communications, marketing stuff?
At the moment, it's more started off in just the bids, but as I'm going to grow into the role, it will kind of be more on the communication side as well.
Which side do you enjoy more, the communication side or the bid side?
It's a good question. I'd say the bid side. Yeah, I think it's it's a bit of an emotional roller coaster with bids. It's very stressful at times, hitting the deadlines, and there's so many, but it's also so rewarding as well, especially when you win a project.
Does your role currently, does it encompass also doing some communications stuff? Because obviously you're a small studio at the minute in Dubai.
Yeah, slowly, especially with the office opening as well, with the events that are going on. So we're kind of slowly moving into that direction as well.
Incredible. I think that's a good place to end it.
Great.
So thank you for coming on, Lauren.
Thanks for coming in.
No worries. Thank you. Amazing. Cool.